Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe. So we're back here with the Thujas. Or I shouldn't say Thujas. There was some confusion in the last video. I want to clear that up. These are green giant Arborvitae, or Thuja plicata, or just green giant, I guess they can be referred to as well. This is the tag when I bought the tree that was on it, and then these next to it in a pattern, every other one. These next to it are the Leyland cypress, and that's kind of hard to get wrong. To me, these Leyland cypress really are just like easy to identify. But as far as the Arborvitaes and all that stuff, the Arborvitaes can get a little bit tricky. But yeah, like I said, this one's the green giant Arborvitae, and I don't know why, but to me the picture here doesn't do it justice. These trees actually in person look a lot better than that. They always have this like two-toned color to them, like this limeish color on the tips. Very beautiful specimens, and we're talking they are tall, they are big, and you can see when I bought these they were $20 on sale, and they were very small trees. You can see it says here, this is interesting, it says grow 3 together. So it says that on the green giant Arborvitae, and I think they're meaning grow 3 of those trees as younger trees just together as one tree. I would actually recommend you don't do that because if you look here, see, this is just one tree. It's very thick on the inside here. And if you were to clump 3 of these, you see, here's the trunk. I could barely even get to it. If you were to clump 3 of these together at this size that it's at now, they would start hitting each other, and then you would get a lot of dead on the inside like this, but much more. This is very normal. This amount is very normal. This has very minimal. If you come like out of the actual, if you get your face out of the actual tree, you can't see any dead pockets in that. But it's just a single tree, and that's why. So these trees will like to be grown. They want to be grown technically together, but not too close, not literally in the same hole. That would be just too much. But they want to be grown, in a line is definitely good and fine and dandy. But they don't want to be grown too on top of each other. You can see my gaps are almost filling, and then in some cases the gaps have filled. Right here. Now, these some facts about the green giant. This right here is that it's actually sold as, or it's grown as lumber sometimes, and it's sold as lumber as white cedar. It's a very rot resistant lumber. It has many benefits. It's even referred to sometimes as the tree of life, because if you take some of these and crush them up, you can smell a super citrus and essential oily smell. It has benefits of insect repellent, and the essential oils also could just do a lot to benefit people on a microbial level. It affects the cells. It's just really, really beneficial. Unfortunately, all this knowledge is kind of lost. I was thinking about that with trees, and especially with ancient tree varieties, the herbal aspect of them is completely lost. All people want to talk about is their practical, or their what they can see benefits. So like they want to think of them like, yeah, it pretty much turns into a wall. It turns into a living wall that's way bigger than any wall you could build. That's definitely true. But also, these trees have a lot of symbiotic benefits with people, and they have evolved with people for many, 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 many generations. Unfortunately, we're just in a generation that completely forgot about our connection with Mother Earth, and it's kind of just not been passed down. So it's up to us to pretty much discover and figure these things out for ourselves. So with me, I mean, I am the suburban farmer. So obviously, if I'm going to have any tree on my property, it has to have some sort of benefit, either holistically, medicinally, edible. It has to have some sort of spiritual connection to be offering, so that if it's going to reside on my land, it's going to be offering to the production that we've got going here. So yeah, I think the green giant Arborvitae, this right here, really fits that niche. It does things that a common fruit tree would not be able to do, and although it doesn't provide any edible fruit, it actually does provide a lot of visual interest, as well as the smell of it will keeps bugs away, keeps the mosquitoes down. Super, super, super beneficial. One thing I will say about it, if you're thinking about planting it, and if you're thinking about it, you definitely should, but some warnings. You'll see the size jump. Okay, this is the last tree that's able to get full sun, and it's not as much sun as the first one, so it's not as big, but look at the size jump. We'll check the trunk on this last one that's able to get full sun. Pretty darn feisty, pretty darn large. Check this out. We just came to full shade, and this is what we're working with. My God. What in the world? What in the world? I'm still taller than this thing. Oh my gosh. So we just found out our biggest downfall to the green giant Arborvitae, and that's the fact that it needs full sun, and that's not a joke. A lot of times on these tags, it'll say the full sun, 6+ hours, but it doesn't really need full sun. It can still produce without it. No, not with the green giants. Other stuff, yeah, that's true. You don't really need to pay attention to the full sun tag. With green giant Arborvitaes, that full sun is no joke. It actually needs more than 6 hours, I'd say. It needs full sun, like a spot where it's going to get baked out. But then the caveat to that is, it's not at all a desert plant. It loves water. So you're going to need to water it like once a day, maybe twice a day, or just set up a drip line on it, because it also can't get dry, but it needs that sun. Here's another one in deep shade. So another size jump. We go from this, which is in the last bit of where it can get full sun, but probably only 6 hours a day. It's right on the edge of some trees. So we size jump to this, which is in what I'd consider partial shade. That's a lot smaller. Okay. Then we size jump over here. Now this gap that I have here is the same distance of all of them, but it just looks so large here because we're in full shade. They haven't filled out at all. Size jump to this, which I'd consider full shade. It's in full shade here, a full canopy over the head, all months of the growing season, and it is struggling. It has been a struggle for this guy. You can see right here, it had to get topped off. The whole top of the tree actually died, and I had to cut off the top. And now it seems to be, it's accepting it. Its roots are pushing, and it's pushing some upward growth, which is great. I hope it can recover. Although with these green giant arborvitaes, if you do cut the top off like that, it will always be, it will still grow, but it will never be the tree that you saw on the picture when you bought the tree. It will never be a cone-shaped Christmas tree. It will turn into more like a bush, and when you cut off that terminal head, it will then start to be like, it'll look more like some sort of bush or bonsai thing. You see, it's got this weird branch right there bugging shit on me. I hate that branch. I mean, this thing's ugly. So you see what happens when you cut the head off. We're just riding it out, though. You know, it is what it is. And then when you come to the end of the line, this is an interesting one here. So this one's in not just full shade, but deep shade for this one. And it's interesting. It's right on the forest line. It is a nice specimen. It's very nice, but it's not large. It's very slow growing here. So an interesting story about it, I tried to remove it because I was like, I'd be better somewhere else. So I tried to remove it from this line, but it wouldn't come out. The roots, and you can see this is kind of a dump zone right here. It's right on where I'm building up a berm so water can flow down onto the street and not take away my planting zone. But it's planted too deep there. I got to dig it out a little bit. It's not planted too deep, but it has compost and dirt that's been piled up too high. But when I went to go dig it out like years ago, and it had been in the ground for some time, I couldn't dig it out. I couldn't even get it out of the ground. So I said, screw it. I left it because with these trees, and this is unlike a lot of other trees, they do have a pretty deep taproot that's just going to go straight down. They have a lot of root. A lot of trees will just, like some oak trees, certain types of species will just have a fibrous mat of roots all over the top. With these trees, it has a little bit more of a spike of a taproot, and I couldn't get this thing out of the ground. So I left it, and that'll happen a lot of times. But I'm glad I left it because, it decided that it can handle this and it's going to grow here. It wanted to stay. And, the amount of these trees I have is absolutely insane. Here's another one. Kind of a sad story. Honestly, I should have returned this to Lowe's. I bought this thing and I bought it as a larger. So this is your warning. Don't ever buy a larger specimen of green giant arborvitae. Don't buy a larger specimen. It's not worth it. I bought the larger specimen. I think it's like the $50 one or something, or got it as a gift or something. But it died off because originally I had it in full sun. It couldn't take it. The root ball was all stressed, and then it died off. I had to cut the whole top off of it And now it's finally coming back after like 2 years of resting in my ground and finally being confident that this might be where it actually stays. And I need to trim it up a bit. But you can see that it's terrible. It's terrible looking. It'll eventually recover. But what happened with a tree that's larger like that, when you buy a larger specimen of these green giant arborvitaes, is it's been in a pot for so long. It's been grown up in an environment that sucks for so long at these nurseries at Lowe's and Home Depot, where they just dump fertilizer on them and they're just always sitting in too small of a pot and root bound. So it got so stressed out that by the time it got to me, it was like, dude, I'm done. Like, I don't think I'm gonna make it as a tree. And I'm like, oh damn, like, I just paid more money for you. Why would I do that? So smartest thing is buy the smaller varieties, the $20 ones, and that tree will be happy, because then it'll grow up in a great environment where it's going to be in its forever home. Don't buy those old specimens. I don't even know how they have all those big trees there. I guess it's for people who just want to waste money, but yeah, big specimen, no. We'll go in the greenhouse to finish up the video, but some bonus. All these blueberries coming on. Plant your blueberries. I sometimes can't help myself. These are supposed to be pink lemonade. Sometimes I just get them green. I'm like, I can't even wait. Look at that. So do animals. This is totally uncovered, unprotected specimen. But we'll get some blueberries from it. I got some bonsais waiting to be potted up into their bonsai pot. This will be interesting, flowering bonsai. I gotta work on this today. This thing needs my help. Well, let's go in here. Let's go into the greenhouse for our final goodbyes, because I always love love the greenhouse in the morning. It gets this I'll show you. It's this fog over top of it, where you can just see all the fog on the glass, and then it just gives this feeling in here like it's super humid. Look at this tomatillo that's flowering. Some stuff in the greenhouse that is really cool. Done some experiments this year, but that is for another video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to hear about the green giant arborvitae, the Thuja placata, or something like that. It has a lot of different names, but it's a special tree, and it's a really amazing tree. I hope you learned something from it. I hope you decide to grow one. And please smash that subscribe button, the like button, and the bell icon for me. Thank you so much. And everyone, have a great day. Remember, keep growing. Out.